And so one thing that I think we also have to consider, by the way, so there are two reasons that I have some optimism that we can make progress on this. One, I came back from China. China is making enormous investments in clean energy. They're now number one in production of solar and installation of solar energy, wind energy, and they're building 24 nuclear power plants. And I think, I wrote an op-ed the day before I went there for a major South China newspaper. Well, asking, first of all, that the world needed Chinese leadership because it's not getting it elsewhere. And trying to argue for a carbon price in China. And I think that there's a very good chance that they will adopt an internal carbon price because they want to phase out the dirty energy. Because they'll suffer more from climate change than anybody. They also have very dirty air, which they need to clean up. And by doing this, they will be out in front in these technologies and be able to sell them to the rest of the world. And so I think that's it. And I realized that what I've been saying for the last year or two is actually not right. I had been saying that to solve this problem, we've got to get an agreement between China and the United States to have carbon price and negotiate some mutual rate for that. But first of all, that's never going to happen. You would have to be approved by the Congress. And Congress is not going to do that. But I don't think it requires the United States. I think if China starts with a small carbon price themselves, then it requires some other countries, some European countries, to agree to that, and then to decide to have, and if they did that, they can put a border duty on products that are made with fossil fuels from any country that doesn't have a carbon price. I think that will cause those countries that don't have a carbon price to have a very strong incentive to have an internal carbon price. And it may be that the initial agreement doesn't include the United States. But it's essential that we get a global carbon price, or otherwise we're going to keep burning fossil fuels. And we can't do that without the other source of optimism that I have is the fact that I think we can sue the government to do its job. The first line of the Declaration of Independence says we hold these truths to be self-evident that all people are created equal. And that led in the Constitution to the concept of equal protection of the laws. And it was the equal protection amendment that was the basis for civil rights, for the courts ordering the government to give minorities equal rights, for example, ordering school desegregation. And they could ask the government to come back and give them their plan for how they're going to desegregate. Well, the government should have to give a plan for how it's going to reduce its emissions at a rate that gives young people the chance of having benefits of nature that we have. And I think that's I think that needs to be pursued. And I think I should stop at this point. Thanks.